Happy New Comic Day, everybody. Welcome to another New Comic Day Blast, the weekly show where I run down news from around the comic industry, drop some recommendations for new books out in the shops and digital storefronts, and occasionally show off a new comic day haul. So, we'll jump right into the news this week. We're going all Marvel, specifically King in Black, Marvel's 2020 event to cap out the year heading into 2021. This is centers all around Null and coming back to Earth to wreak havoc, and you got a bunch of heroes saying, hey, you know what? We can't let that happen. We gotta stop you. So this is all around Null and Venom and that battle. And if you follow Venom, he's kind of really had another resurgence. So it's big in the 90s, obviously. This big villain, Spider-Man villain, and just came huge, popular, a lot of attention there. Kind of died down a little bit, went away, and came back and resurged this past decade and kind of hero, anti-hero kind of stance. So, and it kind of, I feel like he's hit another gear with his popularity in the last few years now, and then especially expanding the backstory of the symbiotes, the god of symbiotes, and Null, and now we got King in Black here, kind of doing that up. So now, originally I had no interest in King in Black. I was like, all right, you know what, I don't care that much about Null. Maybe I'll look into it just to kind of see what's going on with it, but I really had no intention of pre-ordering it or reading it at all. But the news that I just kind of stumbled across the last day or so and kind of inspired me. Was like, you know what? All right, maybe I need to have a second look at this. So I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. So this is all about Marvel, King in Black, and the surprising returns that have me a bit more interested in King in Black, specifically the tie-ins. I'm more interested in the tie-ins right now than I am the main story because of all the characters that are popping up. So we're going to start with the Thunderbolts because we have a whole new lineup here. You can see this cover art that was just revealed, and I'm interested. We got Batroc the Leaper, who is all type of cool because you just gotta have Batroc. I just absolutely love this dude. Batroc the Leaper, Rhino, Taskmaster. Now Taskmaster is definitely in headlines right now because he's supposed to be, or he is in the Black Widow movie, which got pushed to next year, I believe. And he's supposed to have his own series, which got delayed a little bit, and I think it just got delayed again, or at least it just got just the one delay and maybe just kind of postponement. But I do think it is actually slated to hit stores later this year. So Batroc the Leaper, Taskmaster, Rhino, which is just a nice addition to the team because it's just a cool Spider-Man villain, and like his backstory is definitely, he's not just some like brutish kind of character. There's definitely a lot more there, which has been explored in several Amazing Spider-Man stories. So I definitely recommend looking into that if you're interested in the Rhino or just curious about him. But then we got Star, who's fresh out of her miniseries, her 5-issue miniseries stemming from the Captain Marvel series, and what she will represent. I think I can actually kind of definitely see her as a fitting member of the Thunderbolts. So definitely just curious to see those kind of gel. And then there's Mr. Fear and Ampere. Now Ampere, as just said, is a new character. I was like, wait, who the hell is Ampere? Like there are other characters who will use that name, but it's an entirely new character. They call it a new heavy hitter. So we got this whole new lineup for Thunderbolts, and they've had several in the past. The last one that I read was with the Punisher, Elektra, Deadpool, and the Leader, and Red Hulk. Who else was on there? Punisher was on there as well. Not Punisher, or Punisher was, but I mean Venom, Eddie Brock, Agent Venom was on there as well. And that was a cool little run. I dug it. So now they're back, whole new lineup, and I'm just really curious to see Batroc, Rhino, and Taskmaster together doing some shit. Like, I'm all in for that one. So I was like, all right, I saw Batroc. I said, wait, what? When the last time I've seen Batroc? I have no idea. I'm interested. So that's Thunderbolts. Number 1, dropping, should be later this year into 2021. So that's just one of the tie-ins that are coming out. Next one is Black Knight. King in Black, Black Knight, number 1. So Dane Whitman, that's right, he's back. And once I think this was one of the first ones I saw, cover art Dan Mora, and I was like, yes, Black Knight, absolutely. Because this is just a character who I've dug. I've always liked his design. I have several of his Marvel Legends action figures. His last miniseries that I know, I don't think he had one afterward, but it was 5-issue miniseries from, it could have been 3-4 years ago, give or take. But I was digging that, and so I was like, oh man, he's just a character, like, all right, have to see this dude. Now he's coming back, King in Black. Again, I had no interest in the event, but his tie into it. The only sad part is it's only a one-shot. And I'm always kind of hesitant stepping into one-shots, especially tying into like tie-ins, I'm like, what's it really gonna mean? It's just gonna be some goofy shit. And like, think about, this wasn't an event tie-in, but the Wolverine versus Blade one shot, it was just unnecessary. Nothing really happened. It was cool, it had pretty art, but it wasn't what it could have been had it been pulled into a mini series and actually fleshed out some stuff with the story and their Wolverine and Blade's relationship. But that's just an aside. I'm just talking about one shots. Let me know your thoughts in the film, or thoughts in the comments below. What you think about one shots, either just standalone stories or tie-ins to other bigger events. Let me know. So there's that, but it is Black Knight. So I'm like, ooh, you know what? Might have to give that a pass. Check into the event again and see what's going on and see how this kind of ties into that. So there's King and Black Knight, #1. Dane's back, baby. Let me know what you thought. You like Dane? Do you like Black Knight? Let me know in the comments below. Then we got Return of the Valkyries. That's right. Jane Foster's back. She just fresh off of her canceled series, which ran 10 issues. It got pushed. It was, I think, the 9th issue got released, and then they said the 10th issue was going to go online, but then they actually ended up printing it, which I was happy for, because I was digging it. I like Jane Foster's journey in the past, I don't even know what, 5-6 years since she became Thor in that Thor series, and everything after like the Mighty Thor. There was a Mighty Thor series, and then like her battle with cancer and doing this, and then she became a Valkyrie. I was like, oh, you know what? Let me check into that, and I was digging that as well. So when they said it was going to get canceled or moved to online only, it's like, come on, why you gonna do that to her? She's living it up, having a great journey. So now she's back with the rest of the Valkyries. She learns that she was never the only Valkyrie. But then we got Hildegard in there, and Dani Moonstar's back. That's right, Danielle Moonstar, formerly Valkyrie, formerly New Mutant. She's back in that. I'm digging it. And there's a 4th Valkyrie. You kind of see this here. So we got, this is gonna be interesting. So Thunderbolts. We got Thunderbolts, Black Knight, the Valkyries, including Dani Moonstar, yes, fan beloved Dani Moonstar, joining the ranks, joining this fight against Null and all the madness that he's bringing to Earth. So again, it's similar, like, you know what? I might be interested, like, I might be checking in this one, might be picking this up, but then it's going to be disjointed if I pick up the tie-ins and don't pick up the main story, because I'm going to be like, all right, I have no idea what's going on in the main story. So now I'm on the fence, like, all right, do I pick this up to fully enjoy these characters who I want to see and enjoy their appearances and kind of see what they're doing for the tie-ins? I don't know. Still got some time to decide. I probably will end up checking them out. So we'll see how that goes. So that's King in Black, Return of the Valkyries. Last up, we have King in Black, Gwenom vs. Carnage. That's right. Gwen Stacy, Ghost Spider. She's gone by Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen. She's back against Carnage. So once I saw Carnage, so like I have to look into this one. And you know Carnage is gonna have something to say about Null, and he definitely has to play a decent part of this. Definitely his ancestry will. So, but just Gwenom, you saw this cool cover art, Ken Lashley, dope artist, but just Gwenom vs. Carnage. Yeah, this is gonna be a battle. This is definitely gonna be one of those fights. So we have a lot going on with King in Black, and then just let me know in the comments below. Were you interested in King in Black? Were you all in with all the Null stuff, or are you on the other end where you just absolutely don't care about it and you're just kind of tired of it? I don't know, man. I just like Venom. As I said, that he hit that resurgence and hit another gear with his popularity, and like he's just constantly growing. So he's definitely up there now, top tier, just based on popularity and like how much he's used. I haven't really checked in too much with it. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care that much about Venom. I never really cared that much about Venom. Carnage always stuck out to me more for multitude of reasons. So I'm always more tuned into Carnage, and I'm always hoping like Carnage kick his ass. Like, who cares? Like Venom, Eddie Brock. Back when it was Eddie Brock, like, dude, kick his ass. But here we are. So we got King in Black coming into this year, kicking off later this year, heading into 2021. And all these surprise appearances by some cool characters. Again, new Thunderbolts lineup, headline personally for me by Taskmaster, Batroc, and Rhino. Return of Valkyries, including Dani Moonstar and Jane Foster, because she's cool as hell. Again, she's had a fantastic journey the better part of this decade, actually. And Black Knight, obviously, Black Knight and Carnage. Once I see those names, I have to like see what the hell's going on. Carnage, I'm usually in instantly, but Black Knight, I'm like, oh yeah, you definitely have my attention. And I saw another comment. It was either on Twitter or on an article I read. Somebody saying like, hey, they should just had in Jack of Spades as well. And I'm like, you know what? That's a damn good idea, because last time I saw Jack of Spades, he was getting destroyed in Avengers Disassembled, when there was just absolute madness, which was a fantastic time. And it just came around that time when I was expanding my reading into the larger Marvel universe and DC stuff as well. But yeah, so Avengers Disassembled was one of the first Avengers stories I'd ever read. So it was a perfect way to jump into the Avengers, right when they're getting destroyed. So that's the last time I saw Jack of Spades. Is that the name, Jack of Spades? I think so. But yeah, so that's everything I want to talk about for comic news, because it was all King of Black stuff and all those surprise appearances. Like, you know what? I have to talk about this stuff. We got some cool characters here. I'm definitely going to tip the scales in this battle against Null and his hordes. I think he's bringing some dragons or something like that to Earth. I have no idea. Again, I just kind of tuned out of it, but now you kind of like, all right, you have my attention. So let's talk about it. So let me know your thoughts, all your thoughts below regarding King in Black, and yeah, let's talk about it. So now let's jump into some recommendations, because we got a lot of cool books out this week. Tons of indie books, including a couple another one similar to last week with American Ronin, which was a fantastic read. So go check that out, AWA Studios and Upshot Studios. But this week I found another book. I was like, you know what? I hadn't looked at this one before, and we're going to jump right into that one with Oni Press. Here is The Vein #1. We're going back to Chicago, 1941. A blood bank is held up in a robbery, but no cash is taken, only blood. It's the latest in a string of similar crimes, and FBI agent Felix Franklin is certain it's part of a wider plot. But the truth is much more sinister than you could imagine. The 4 robbers who call themselves the Vein are vampires, immortal, physically powerful, and after decades of honing their skills, practically untraceable. But in a world that is rapidly changing, stealing blood is harder every day. And with each decade that passes, Agent Franklin inches closer to the truth. Elliot Rahal, Emily Pearson, and Fred C. Stresson kick off a series that spans nearly a century of wild, eternal youth and reckless abandon across history. Okay, so first off, you got vampires, and they're stealing blood from blood bank. All right, how'd they get to that stage? And then you got Chicago, which is cool, just a great city to base a comic series in, and it's the 40s, like Chicago 1940s. Interesting time period to choose. Curious to see how that really kind of plays into it, but yeah, I'm interested. Like Oni Press, like, all right, you might have something here. You definitely have my attention. I'm definitely gonna be looking to pick this up, ordering this one if I have to. So that's The Vein, #1, Oni Press. And then from Mad Cave Studios, we have Stargazer #2. Now this one is a series that I just kind of stumbled across on, like, looking online, and it's like, oh, you know what, that sounds cool. I like the name Stargaze, like the word. So I was like, all right, you have my interest. And now, so I ended up was able to order a copy, first print. And here's the second issue. Reeling from the news that her brother Kenny was in a very serious accident, Shay rushes to the hospital where everything begins to spiral. Kenny mysteriously goes missing from his hospital room, so Shay rushes over to see Kenny's podcaster friend, Ari Noonan. What Shay discovers will change the way she has thought about everything for the last 2 decades. So again, as I talked about with the first issue, whenever I talked about that one, that recommendation then was this group of friends, including a couple siblings, had experienced something when they were young, and they kind of either put it behind them, like wasn't quite sure how to like figure out what it was. One of them thought it was an alien abduction, and then as they grew up, they grew apart, and one of them ended up going missing. And it was like it kind of divided on what it actually was, but that alien abduction part, and then like the disappearance when they got older, like, all right, you know what, maybe there was more to it than what they originally thought it was. So kind of stemming from that, this is just issue 2 of a 6-issue miniseries. I just got my first issue in, so I haven't read it yet, but it sounds like something I'm interested in. So I'm definitely going to be picking up issue 2, drawn by Antonio Fuso, who did some G.I. Joe work for IDW. So that's kind of cool. So I kind of know what I can expect visually just going into it. And that's definitely just, that interests me right there. And then we wrap it up at Vault Studios because they got a couple of cool books out today. First up, Bleed Them Dry, #4, a Ninja Vampire Tale. The City of Asylum Demands Blood. Toyo Yamamoto and Detective Harper Holloway have been separated, with Harper exposed as a traitor against the International Republic of Displaced Peoples and Toyo missing. The sadistic detective Atticus Black has claimed victory. Our divided immortals will have to reckon with their past, present, and future before reuniting. Boom. So this one is like, just from the premise alone, from the beginning, it's like Bleed Them Dry, cool title, interesting. And then just a Ninja Vampire Tale, which I put on all the covers there, and I always mention that. So yeah, it's a cool book. That first issue was a good read. Kind of already starting off with some shenanigans. Like, oh, okay, so you're gonna do some, like, all right, we're into some shit here. So we got more vampire stuff there. And last up, we have Devil's Red Bride #1, a new debut. Here we go. 16th century Japan, the fates of warlords ebb and flow like the tides of blood. None more than the Origami clan who follow their lord clad in the red devil mask into every battle. But when Lord Origami succumbs to illness, his daughter, the fierce Ketsuko, hatches a plot to save her people, no matter the cost. Years later, as Ketsuko wanders the heaving battlefields of her ruined homeland, she discovers a chance to avenge the terrible wrong done to her clan, even if it means stepping back onto a road steeped in slaughter. From writer Sebastian Gerner and artist John Bivens comes a blood-drenched love letter to samurai fiction and a chilling tale of guilt, trauma, and vengeance. Boom. All right, we got samurai. I always love a samurai story, like spies, samurai, ninja, assassins, like, trying to think, maybe even cyborgs as well. Just some of the cool stuff I always look for in any type of fiction, really, but especially in comics, like, always interested in new stuff. So we got some samurai here, feudal Japan. Let's do it. This was definitely one. So I missed this one, but I will have to, if I pick it up from the shop or just end up ordering it as well. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So that's Devil's Red Bride, #1 from Vault Comics. And wrapping it up, I didn't make it out to the shop to pick up anything that I missed, but I do have a bit of a teaser for something that you'll see, I don't know, maybe next week. But oh my gosh, here is my mycomicshop.com order. What month is this? October. My October shipment, tons of pre-orders, tons of back issues, a hell of stuff here. This is one of the biggest orders I've had in a while. And yeah, like, you kind of hear all the like the packing peanuts in there. This is gonna be a fun one. This one's gonna have to be split up into a couple videos as well. So at least 2. Like, definitely just gonna split this up and have to run through, because this is gonna be a ton of books. So again, no haul. Just wanted to tease that, so you can look out for that. And you still have the rest of my Feel-A-Back Sale haul videos as I wrap those up. Parts 2 tomorrow, and then 3 and 4 I'll drop next week. So that's that. It's gonna do it for New Comic Day Blast for October 14, 2020. A lot of cool stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about King in Black. What do you think about all these tie-ins? Again, I had no interest in them, but with all these characters popping up, Black Knight, Carnage, obviously, and the new Thunderbolts lineup, and the return of the Valkyries, including Danny Moonstar, I am definitely interested and will be looking into King in Black, like, a bit more than I was before, which was not at all. And then got some cool recommendations. So go check out those indie books. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool publishers and creators out there making fantastic stories and just wildly imaginative and engaging stories out there. So definitely go check that out. You're always interested in finding out some new reading materials. I got those for you every week, so just be in tune for that. Again, happy New Comic Day. Enjoy it. Go get some comics. Enjoy yourselves. Let me know what you're picking up this week, what you're looking forward to reading. If you've already picked up your books, what have you read so far? What have you enjoyed? What have you disliked? Any cool, did you try the new series this week? Which is something I always ask. Let us all know in the comments below. It's comics, let's share. Happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. This is GENOTHADRAGON. Thanks for watching, and peace out.